Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And on today's agenda, boy, it is now officially going to be the summer of Chase and the Sapphire Reserve. We have news on the Sapphire business. We have news on the updated Sapphire Reserve, including card design, some leaked benefits, things like that, some dates, and we even have a new Chase feature for some self-help in the portal. And just to balance things out, we'll also talk about the new Citizens credit card lineup and the return of the Walmart credit card. So all that more. So of course, if it sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off with Citizens Bank, a bank we don't talk about too much over here on the second channel, yes, because they do have some decent bank promotions, what I'm doing right now. But Citizens sent out an email saying they've refreshed their whole credit card lineup, and naturally, I thought it was exciting, so I wrote a whole blog post about it. Turns out they're not that great, so let's talk about it anyway, shall we? New cards are always fun to look at, though. So here you go. Introducing 4 new distinct credit cards tailored to where you are and where you are going. See, this you can see why I was like, ooh, 4 new credit cards. That has me written all over it. Unfortunately, they're not very good. So you get the AMP MasterCard. That's a credit builder card. We won't spend too much time on it. The Spring World MasterCard. That's a low APR balance transfer card. Enough said. You get the Summit World MasterCard, which does offer 3x dining and groceries, 1.5 on everything else for no annual fee. There are some benefits there, like you can earn a $5 Lyft credit with 3 eligible rides. That's more of a benefit than MasterCard, I think, has been offering. $3 off a Peacock Premium subscription, Instacart credits. I don't think anyone's really going to care. Their big dog is the Summit Reserve World Elite MasterCard. Now, this is kind of funny. It's a $295 annual fee card, 3x dining, groceries, and entertainment, 1.5 on all purchases. It does give you TSA or global entry, priority pass, 4 free visits each year. They value at $140. There's a travel credit that they have in there. There's some other stuff, but it's just amazing to me that you could refresh your entire card lineup and this is what you came up with. The Summit World, I mean, everyone would be much better off just getting a Capital One Saver for free. I mean, it's okay. I was sorely disappointed. We won't dwell on my disappointment anymore. However, something that is of interest and has potential is Walmart. If you remember, speaking of Capital One, I believe that was who the Walmart card was with, right? People liked it because Walmart's very popular. I like Walmart. People don't think I do. They just closed the Walmart closest to me, so it's no longer convenient to go, so I don't go to Walmart. But when you say that, it sounds like you just don't care for Walmart. I don't care to go out of my way, is really what it is. Anyhow, Walmart is out with a new press release with the return of a Walmart cards. And this one is surprising to me, so take a look. Walmart is launching a new credit card. It's going to be with Synchrony and OnePay. OnePay is someone you don't hear a lot about. More on them in a second. So here's the press release. OnePay, a leading consumer fintech, and Synchrony, a premier consumer financial services company, today announced a strategic partnership to exclusively power a new industry-leading credit card program with Walmart. The credit card program is expected to launch this fall, with the experience embedded inside the OnePay app and powered by MasterCard's global payments network. That's really all I can take of reading that. Like, my God. But anyways, the reason I found it interesting is, Walmart, they left, and the rumor was they wanted to do their own card. OnePay, if you follow the second channel, Run on the Bank or ProfitableContent.com, we recently posted a video in a blog post where they were doing a $20 bonus for spending $20 on their debit card. It's still going on, so if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out on the website. It's always linked down below for you. But other than that, OnePay, I don't really know them for anything else. So I think Walmart is an investor in OnePay, so they might as well go through them. But I definitely wouldn't think of them when I hear like top fintech company. I mean, I have the app because it's a referral program, but that's about it. But anyways, so no details on this card yet. I do think it's a very interesting point for Walmart because if you look at it, I look at the main 3 competitors in that space are probably Amazon Prime, Target Circle, and then Walmart Plus. And with Amazon and Target having 5% cards that I do believe kind of anchor customers, right? Amazon probably has the better offering, but Target is like, yeah, but you can come in store, you can get a debit card, a credit card, a reloadable card, and we'll ship it to you quickly. So then maybe that puts you over Amazon a little bit. Walmart definitely competing against those three, probably for service customers. I would think their credit card needs to be competitive enough. Now, there's an argument to be had of like, well, it's Walmart and they already have a super large customer base. That much is true, but to me, Walmart and Target are the exact same thing. I know some people have strong feelings about this. They're basically the same store. Walmart probably sells more in their super centers than Target does, but still. So I would think Walmart needs to come with something very strong to compete against those and steal customers away. Because in my review, like, you can have one of those services, but having multiple of them seems like a bit much. You kind of just pick, and so I stuck with Amazon. I like Target. If I need something like the same day or right now, I will go to Target. But I would think Walmart needs to do something. Will they? No, it'll probably just be like a 3% type deal. I would guess at Walmart, but let me know what you want to see in the Walmart card down below. Because right now all we really have is the AAA card, which is kind of like a workaround. I have seen some folks say the PayPal debit card used to work there, but now it's starting to get blocked at super centers and wholesale clubs. So I don't know for sure, but we would like to see the return of Walmart. So there you go. Now, that was just so we don't spend the whole time talking about the House of Diamond, because now we move on to the Summer of Sapphire, which I think we can officially call it. It used to be Hot Girl Summer, Sapphire Summer. That's what we're doing. So the first up is a new feature that Chase is rolled out. I have it in my app. You might have it in yours now, that you can move credit limit yourself between cards. So what it does is, I'll try to put up a screenshot of it, but basically you can go pick the card and go into manage account, and there's like move credit limit or something like that, and you can pick the card just like your ultimate reward points screen looks, and you can move ultimate reward points from this Freedom 1 to Freedom 2. You can now reallocate credit limit, which doesn't seem that big of a deal, because it was fairly easy with Chase. You just phone in and ask them to move it. But being able to move it yourself makes things a lot easier, and it is helpful because a lot of my Freedom cards, they started out as Sapphire cards. So they've got like $20,000 limits, right? And I don't need $20,000 over there. The problem is, most of Chase cards, you don't need a high limit either. The Freedoms, you don't need a high limit on. So really, you're probably looking at, if you wanted to load up one of your Sapphire cards maybe for a lot of travel, which you might want to in our coming stories, I will probably move some of my Ink Unlimited, which I no longer use. I'll move that to my Ink Cash, but I don't really use the Ink Cash for much unless you're going to go do a bunch of like gift cards buying at Staples or Office Max or something. But even then, you don't really need a lot of credit limit on most Chase cards. I think the Amazon card, where you could potentially, with how much money you really spend at Amazon in one go. But either way, I like that. There's one more thing that you can do as a customer yourself versus having to phone in, and you can kind of move credit limit around as needed. I would like other places to launch this, but a lot of other places, well, like I tried to do it at US Bank, they're like, nah, you can't move credit limit. So I like it. Overall, easy enough feature. They're off to a good start. Now the rest of this, we'll see if they can stick the landing. So first of all, Chase, it's weird to me because sometimes they decide to be aggressive and start teasing and marketing, and other times they don't like it when people talk about them. So we have, first up is the Sapphire business card, which has been rumored for quite some time. You have it on screen for you. Hard work is about to get more rewarding. Summer 2025, see the Summer of Sapphire. That's all we get on that one. We just get a tease. We do have the card art for both of them. They look the same. We'll show them at the end of this. So you Sapphire business coming. Now we go off to the personal Sapphire, and you have the Chase to announce the new Sapphire Reserve details on June 17th, and it would go live on June 20th. This is from Miles Earn and Burn, who put that out there. So really, it's, you're watching this on the 15th, so we will know very, very soon. And which is, I do think, a good thing, because again, it's going to give you some time to decide if you like the benefits or not, if you want to re-up or not. I guess when you're watching this, there's a potential that, hey, do I want to sign up now, lock in the current annual fee of $550 because we think it's going to go up? I don't know. I still think with that, the move would have been to get the Sapphire Preferred at 100Ks. If you didn't do that, well, then I probably would just wait, because I would imagine this refresh is going to come with an elevated offer. So I don't think, unless you've seen the rumors, which we'll look at it in a second, unless you've seen them and you just know you're going to love them and you don't want to pay extra for them, but I would still think you might do better with just waiting at this point, considering the 100K Sapphire Preferred's already passed. So here is this, again, Summer of Sapphire continuing. Now you can see the design there. That's what the new card is going to look like. I don't really have strong opinions about it. I mean, it makes sense to redo the card. It's almost 10 years old, or do the card art. It's almost 10 years old. I don't hate it by any means. I don't really have strong feelings about it. Really, it looks fine to me. I mean, the real question is, how will it be solid metal or not? Because it's kind of a flimsy metal compared to like the platinum and the gold and even the Smartly card, really. So will they actually put some strength behind it, get it in the gym other than a fresh coat of paint? Now, in addition to that, what else do we have? Well, the rumors, in case you're wondering, is we did talk about this one before. So this was allegedly leaked off of like a Chase page a while back, maybe a week or two ago. And your multipliers are going to be 8 points back for travel booked through the Chase travel portal. So that is an increase. I think it's just 5 right now. 4 points on flights and hotels booked direct, 3 points on dining, and 1 point on all eligible purchases. So you can see in this one, they do drop the travel multiplier, wanting you to go exclusively through the Chase travel portal and not just be booking travel directly. I mean, flights and hotels, yes, but like travel on their card was pretty inclusive, right? Is kind of thing. So on one hand, you don't lose that much because flights and hotels were the main point of travel, but you could get a lot more of like like parking garages would code as travel. I think even transit would kind of code as travel a little bit. They were very generous about it, like Ubers, Lyfts, that kind of thing. Obviously codes as travel. You would be losing that, which I do think hurts it, but if they manage to extend out their Lyft or whatever partnership that they have, that could potentially take care of that. So anyways, that is what's potentially coming. And of course, with another litany of credits and things like that. But another rumor, a last rumor we have for you, is that the Sapphire Reserve would remove the 1.5 cent per point benefit on Chase redemption. So if you go through the travel portal, you can move those points, ultimate reward points, to the Sapphire Reserve. You go ahead, you book some travel, go ahead and you're going to get 1.5 cents per point. That has been the staple of the card and the main value driver since its inception. The rumor is it's going to go away. The good doctor's not been able to get this confirmed from any of his sources. I have not heard anything, not that we have the same sources or run in the same circles, but that one's huge because like that would be, to me, that would, if they remove the 1.5x, like a lot of times we look at these cards and we get upset because it doesn't work for us who wants to take maximum advantage and wring every point out of these products, and fair enough. But removing the 1.5x, I think, will be a massive product shift. Even so much so that the regular person who had it, who's just happy to have their Sapphire, would also be losing a tremendous amount of value because the value of the card, the original version, of course, was your $300 travel credit, and that's rumored to be going away. And then, you got your CDW and you got your Priority Pass, now Sapphire Lounges, but it's also very easy to earn a bunch of Chase Ultimate Reward points and go through the travel portal. I used to book through the travel portal all the time. Because it was good value if you wanted to extend out your points as much as possible. So for them to get rid of this, I think that to me tells me they are definitely moving away from one customer base and targeting another one, especially if we continue on with the rumors that we remember reporting that, they were looking at if you spend like $75K on the card, then it unlocked like IHG status and like a status with Southwest or something. So they're clearly moving towards, hey, I just want people who are going to spend on this card, and maybe they're trying to get away from being known for the Chase Trifecta or the Quadfecta, right? Because the other cards, you can combine thank you points to your other cards if you want. We talked about that the other week when, that's really what they want you to do with the Strata Premier now, not being able to cash out your points at full 1-to-1. They kind of want you to push to use that card as travel. Yeah, you can still move the points, I would imagine, but the benefit of moving the points, I'm talking specifically the travel portal, was that you got the 1.5x back. So for them to kill this, to me, says they're killing the concept or the superpower of the Chase Trifecta, the Chase Superfecta altogether. Not that you can't do it anymore, but the value prop is gone. The extra half a cent point would be gone, which means I'm in my mind, it says I'm trying to move on from that customer base onto a newer customer base. And the interesting thing about that to me is that it's not just us who do that. I know people here are probably more prone to transferring points out to Hyatt or whatnot, United, booking directly, sure. But I don't think it's crazy to say you'd book through the travel portal and be a credit card person. And I think there's a lot of normal folks who also do that too. So if this rumor is true, that is very interesting. And that's basically the death of the original Sapphire card. And we're doing this new one with a whole new target demographic, which would kind of make sense if they actually do jump up the fee to $800, means I want something else. Now, if we keep going with this for like 2 more minutes, does that then open up room to bring up the Sapphire Preferred to, let's say, $150, but maybe I don't want to outright alienate those people who love the Trifecta. And I don't want to destroy the Trifecta that I spent years putting these cards in people's hands. So do I now bring up the Sapphire Reserve to take Sapphire Preferred, to take the place of where the Sapphire Reserve key benefit is? It's already 1.25, so I could leave it intact, or do I just move it up 1 to 150? And I don't really give you too much else on the card, but I do give you that extra quarter point down to 1.5. That could be a potential too. I mean, we haven't really heard anything about the Sapphire Preferred, but the Sapphire Preferred, in my opinion, has always been a meh card. It works because it's really good insurances. It basically carries almost the same insurances as Visa Infinite, but for $95. The hotel credit is super easy to use. I did a video on it. And it's held back because his big brother isn't really that strong. But if I move the big brother so much farther up, it gives the Sapphire Preferred some more headroom. That could be it. I kind of hope that's what it is, because it would feel weird to just like, nah, we're not doing the Trifecta anymore. Sure, you can send your points out, but they clearly have a focus on the travel portal. So I don't know. Those are my theories based on what we have to go on. Again, we could know as soon as Tuesday, which is cool. Again, we do these every Sunday, so we'll have time to see what happens, and then of course we'll be back here to talk about it, and we can see how wrong I was. I don't think we'll know about the Sapphire Preferred for some time. I don't really expect an announcement on the Sapphire Preferred, but we'll be able to see what the business card holds. I think the business card will be very similar to the personal Sapphire. I think it'll kind of be like a Venture X Venture deal where they're basically the same thing, just one's targeted at business. That's going to be my guess. That's why I'm not going to a ton of like, hey, what's it going to do? I think it's going to be the same. But I could be wrong about that. So anyways, Summer Sapphire is here. Let me know down below what you think, what you hope. That or the Walmart card if you want, or just make fun of Citizens Bank and their terrible card attempt. We should be nicer, but hey. Anyways, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel, as we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com. That is our blog. We have the latest news stories. You better believe when these Sapphire updates are out, we will have them over there for you to hold you over till we get to the commentary in the coming week. Of course, we also have bank promotions, some from Chase that are pretty good. They still have their $900 personal checking and savings if you want to get in. And of course, we have Chase cards as well. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you very soon next week.